Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to officially start Mariah Carey's album review cycle. Actually, I already started with her fourth album, Merry Christmas, and reviewed it first because it was the holiday season at the time. Now that the holiday season is long over, I want to go through Mariah Carey's entire catalog once again to show everyone that there is so much more to Mariah than that overrated, overplayed holiday tune that's one of my least favorite songs in general. But enough chit chat, let's start off with Mariah Carey's high-selling debut album. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. We're starting off with a very familiar song. It's a flex on Mariah Carey's vocal abilities, and you can feel the emotion she has in her debut single. The content has a sense of perseverance, having to go through alienation, saying that she had to do most of this on her own, but was able to overcome all of this to achieve her dream. The song feels fulfilling even if it's her debut single. It's perfect for her album opener. How fulfilling. This is an interesting one. This is one of her politically charged songs of the album. First verse shines the light on poverty, while the second touches on racism, something that Mariah Carey had to deal with growing up, and the bridge talks about war. The song does feel out of place with the album, given that majority of the album is involved with love situations, but the song itself is still relevant to this day, because can't we all just get along? It's good for what it's trying to accomplish. I'll leave it at that. Another familiar song on the album, and it's a simple heartbreak ballad where Mariah wants to make this work, but realizes being with him will cause her nothing but pain. And the song is prototypical 90s ballad. Mariah's taking advantage of her lower register in this one, and doesn't have that signature whistle, and this is a perfect example of not needing this to show off to get the message across. Even the key change does this more wonder than most. As is, it's another good song that I don't mind. We got an upbeat song from the album, and this one looked the proper song to push for that younger audience opposed to the adult contemporary songs flooded on this album. And this has me wondering, why is Mariah biting from Janet Jackson, especially on that bridge? Even though Mariah Carey vocally is far superior. This song, I feel like the song's missing a gear for me, and I don't know where. Not calling this bad, just of all the singles she released for the album, this one didn't grip me. I'll just take it in. Vanishing is a piano ballad that gave Mariah a production credit. It's a simple piano ballad where the content is self-explanatory, how her lover is slowly disappearing from the other's life. Mariah of course sounds good and stripped down. I don't have any major issues with this one. I surprisingly enjoy the chorus of this song, where the content comes from her partner thinking that she's drifting away, but that's delusional for him to thinking that, stating that it's all in his mind. And it may not be the favorite amongst her fans, but I think this is a gem. I like this too. This song is the first one that's kind of a bore. Maybe, or in fact, the reason for this is the chorus is really weak compared to the others. But to be frank, the song is not bad because Mariah sounds good, but this one definitely feels like an album cut where I understand why this wasn't a single. Honestly wouldn't complain if this would have been left off the album entirely. Not a bad song, nowhere near a great one. This is one of the edgier songs on the album with that guitar opening and eventual solo. This gives Mariah some grit that we have not seen on this album, but this one feels like an experiment for me to be edgy, and I'm kind of torn on this one. Part of me wants to say that this is fine, but part of me wants to say that this is a miss. And the lyrics which conveys that she's having an argument and it's implied that she's acting hastily towards her demands. Maybe it's the production not matching Mariah's powerhouse vocals, but as is, this one feels like an experiment. I probably won't revisit this one much. Sent from Up Above had some interesting things going on with the production. Sounds like it was meshed from sounds from the 70s soul and Been Around the World. I wish the song was interesting. It's an Appreciate Your Lover and Thank God That He Sent You, oops, foreshadowing song. Another song that's the definition of an album cut where I have very little to say. But good production, but I don't have much to go after it. Gotta move on. So far, her up-tempo songs haven't clicked for me, and this one's actually interesting until I read the lyrics. And these lyrics have not aged well for Mariah at all, because if you don't know, she would later marry Tommy Mottola, where she will allege that he would imprison her figuratively and literally. Mariah saying that she will be a prisoner for your love, that's something to really think about. Even if the production's solid, I just can't help thinking about the aftermath of this song. That's all. Okay, last song on the album, and it happens to be my favorite song on the album. And why did this one work? Well, it's an important lesson in falling in love after heartbreak, because breakup is a difficult thing to deal with, and you can't just rush into another relationship because love takes time. And this was the last song recorded for this album, and add on to an amazing vocal performance, it was a gutsy decision that paid off. Amazing song, definitely fitting for an album close. And that concludes this album review. For a debut album, this is a strong debut. Mariah vocally was the biggest standout in this whole project. Now the only nitpick I have with this album is with the whistle register, because there are times that it sounds amazing, but then again there are times that it's not needed. Ranking this is a little tricky because the second half of the album are some of the filler moments from this project, while the first half was very strong. And with that being said, a strong 7 out of 10 is a great start for Mariah Carey. Hopefully emotions will follow suit. And that concludes Mariah Carey's album review. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What is your favorite song from this album? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.